What is up, my friends? Reefy Taco back here with a little update video. It's been a while for me, and things been going through quite a bit here recently. So I figured I would share with you guys what's going on. So you can see I've got some new additions here. I have Dink and Doink, my two fancy white clownfish. These are designer clownfish from the Coral Reef, Tennessee, which is in Jefferson City, Tennessee, near Knoxville, Tennessee, if anybody's familiar with that. And I've just fed them, and they're still staying in this corner, so I don't know what the hell they're doing. I hope they eat that food, otherwise hermit crabs will. You can see I've also got some snails. So some astray snails, some Mexican turbo. I've got some hermit crabs in here. I've got blue legs, and I've got the white legs. African legs. So the tank, what's been going on with it? So you can see that the tank is pretty clear right now. This was not the case a couple weeks ago. I had a bacteria bloom and it made this silly white haze, and I didn't know what was going on because this is going to be like only my second tank ever, and I've never had anything like that before. But I just let it run its course, and about a week later it cleared up, and it's not 100% recovered yet, but it's getting close. So I also put this screen top on. This was from BRS. Everything was totally fine with it. So pretty simple. This just keeps fish from jumping out. I did it myself. They say 2 people, but oh man, I don't mess with that stuff. Lights are on. It doesn't diffuse anything. You can see over here I've got filter fluff still in. Don't know if I did this before, but this is a media reactor. I'm running some carbon in it. I'm using this Aqua Gadget mini reactor. I got it for 50 bucks off BRS. Went ahead and put it in. I was in the middle of a bacteria bloom when I was doing this before, so I thought that this guy caused it, and I took it out and I put it back in, but I'm just running carbon in there. Word of the wise, anybody using this, pack that stuff tight, because if you don't, that stuff is going to fly out everywhere and cause you all sorts of issues. So when you're running carbon, one, don't run a bunch of it. Make sure you do your recommended. And 2, pack that stuff in real tight, nuts and bolts. Everything else is fine. I'm still having issues with this aqua lifter. One day I came in here and my water level was way down, so I don't know what's going on there, but everything's good. Here's your finger. Let's see, what else do I got? Skimmer. I was getting bubbles in my tank, and I realized that the skimmer wasn't as low as it should have been. So right in here, I was getting a bunch of bubbles, and now it's just got food and just fed. So, but you can see that I'm producing that nasty stuff. So you can see it's kind of like it's like somebody took a dump. So it's like somebody took an anemic dump in my tank. And that's about it. So there's a close-up on these guys. These are the fancy white version, and you can see when Dink here turns around, they've got like this little nose that hangs off on their side, and then Doink here, the bigger one, when she turns around, please turn around, please. Anyway, hers is on the other side. So they're really pretty. The male here, which I'm assuming is a male because it's smaller, he has just beautiful markings. Now, cool thing about clownfish, a little science lesson for you guys. Clownfish are non-gender. They are gender neutral when they are born. And it's when they're juveniles that they become male and female. And if I know the lesson correctly, then the larger one is the female and the smaller one is the male. If they are a bonded pair, that means, and these are not a bonded pair. They could become a bonded pair, but they're not. The male will become the smaller, the follower, so to speak, and then the female will become the queen, the master. So if they get to that point, you know, that's what's going on with it. And there's one of my little blue legs. So the cool thing about clownfish too is that if they are in a group, then there is one dominant male, one dominant female being the top. If the female is to die, the dominant male will become a female, grow in size, and then the next line up will become the dominant male. So that's how it works. It's kind of how the world works, I guess. So, but they're doing okay. I got them shipped online, and I was a bit hesitant about that, but the local fish stores I have around here, they are just junk. There's always dead fish in there, and they're not clean, and I don't know. It's a big deal to me. And plus, Sustainable Aquatics is in Jefferson City, and they aquaculture these fish, and so that was a big deal. I wanted them to be aquaculture, and I think it benefited too much. We'll see if I have an answer that week. So, don't know. Outside of that, that's what I got. I did have one death already, and that was a hermit crab. You see, there's some more of the little blues. This asshole right here, that guy, decided he wanted that shell, so he ripped it away from one of the other guys. And in the process, he jerked the dude's body out and killed him. So he's real sweetheart, that guy right there. Look at him. You can just tell he's a jerk. Look. See?
I'm a jerk face. I'm gonna eat you.
That's how they talk. Alright, well anyway, that's it. So I will keep you guys updated. The next thing I'm going to do is let these guys chill for about a week, and then I'm going to get me some coral. I'm going to put a pulsing xenia right there, and I'm going to put some green star polyps right there, and then I'm going to get me a cleaner shrimp, and he's probably going to live in there. So anyway, that's what I got going on. Reefy Taco out. One love.